Hello. Welcome today. My name is Master Teacher.
My name is Daddy Gross.
Did you know that your heart can weigh between 7 and 15 ounces? Newborn babies have the fastest heartbeats. Your heart is located in the middle of your chest. Your heart beats around 100,000 times a day. Your heart pumps 2,000 gallons of blood a day. Let's now get into how this amazing structure is formed.
The stages of the development of the heart. 1. Appearance of the cardiogenic field. 2. Formation of two endocardial tubes. 3. Formation of the primary heart tube. 4. Formation of 5 dilatations. 5. Formation of cardiac loop. 6. Differentiations of dilatations of cardiac loop. 7. And lastly, development of various chambers of the heart, septation of the heart. The cardiovascular system is the first system to develop at the middle of the 3rd week of development, with the heartbeat able to be heard on sonography about the 6th week of development. The CVS is derived from the following. 1. Splanchnic mesoderm. 2. Somatic mesoderm. 3. Paraxial mesoderm. 4. Contribution from neural crest cells. At the start of the development, the cardiovascular system exists as 2 regions near the end of the embryo. These regions are called heart field or cardiac field. The cardiogenic or heart field include 1. Primary heart field, and 2. Secondary heart field. The cardiac field is derived from the mesodermal layer of the embryo. The cells that forms the CVS reside in this area. The cardiogenic field consists of blood islands, which are primitive tissues, thus marking the beginning of blood, vessels, and heart development. The cardiogenic field further fused to form 2 tubes called endocardial tubes. With further development, about the 4th week, the embryo begins to fold. These folds would put the heart tissues in the correct position to form the primitive heart tube surrounded by the pericardial sac. The embryo folds in 2 directions. 1. Lateral folding. The lateral folding results in the formation of the primitive heart tube. This leads to the fusion of the 2 folding cardiogenic field. 2. Cephalocaudal. This folding brings the heart the position of the future thoracic cavity. With further development, 6 swelling are seen on the primitive heart tube. Hope we all are getting the gist. Did we just realize that the heart has the structure of this powerful activity's original comes from the epiblast cells? Master Teacher would take it up from here.
With further development, 6 swelling are seen on the primitive heart tube. 1. Aortic root, which forms arteries of the aortic arch. 2. Truncus arteriosus involves in the formation of the pulmonary trunk and aorta. Forms the outflow part of the heart. 3. Bulbus cordus involves in the formation of the pulmonary trunk and aorta. Note, the pulmonary trunk and aorta comes from 2 sources and together are called the outflow part of the heart. 4. Primitive ventricle forms the ventricles. 5. Primitive atria forms the atria. 6. Sinus venosus forms part of the right atrium and vena cava. Cardiac looping. The newly formed heart tube is surrounded by precardial sac. As the heart tube grows and elongates, it becomes too long for the sac. This means that for it to fit into the pericardial sac, it has to loop. During looping, the primitive ventricle moves ventrally and to the right while the primitive atrium moves the opposite, dorsally caudally and to the left. This puts the inflow portion of the heart, atria and vein, behind the outflow portion, ventricles and arteries. This looping creates a space behind the arteries, pulmonary trunk and aorta, and in front of the SVC. The space is called transverse pericardial sinus. Important during coronary bypass surgery, perforating veins transmit blood from superficial to deep veins. I do believe we have to stop here for today. We continue next week. Please